we have started recording.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
So for our viewers, if we have any,
Hi, Bob.
Sounded so defeated.
that's off the screen. Like you can only see the bottom half of
There
it.
we go.
There you go. Okay.
Wait, what the hell?
We're doing a little bit of a retcon for the session. There was some stuff that I missed because I was not necessarily in the best of headspace. I was sick last week and didn't know it until I woke up the next day. And I missed a couple things, so we're going to retcon back to where the party is discussing what they're going to do. And then, yeah, we're going to go from there. What is going on? Okay. And so we're recording, and let me switch you guys over to the new map. Cool.
Oh. Ah, yes.
Oh,
So I'm going to delete all of these, and everybody can put their tokens back in.
What was that?
Okay, everybody can re-add their tokens.
Why are we doing Mickey Mouse impressions?
Yeah.
So,
Why
why
again?
are you huge every
I don't
single
know,
time?
Pluto. Why?
That's not not gonna lie, it's a good Mickey.
How the hell
let's
did you
see.
get so big?
I don't know. I ate all my spinach.
You're-
The irony
that's
is
funny
he's the
considering that's what
halfling.
I'm eating spinach right now.
I was gonna say the coincidence is we're actually eating spinach right now.
Oh.
I just shoved a handful in my mouth.
It got everywhere.
That's what she
Oh,
said.
my roommate's dying.
I just heard something loud.
That was a roommate dying.
It's the murderer killing him.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they're fine.
I'm sure they're fine. I didn't hear Bad Daddy in the background, so.
Oh my
Bad
God.
Daddy?
Okay.
Oh my God.
You what?
Oh my God.
What?
I will show you later. Remind me before we're done tonight.
Hang on.
Is it something you can share in GIFs? Because it's not
No.
on stream.
No, it's a video.
Oh, okay. Cool. Perfect.
To be fair, it was also streamed yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Cool. Okay. So, let's get this show on the road. Oh, if you didn't notice, we're using Roll20 this week.
I didn't.
Look, Bob, we got roll 20.
All right, Nemo, we're using Roll20.
Sorry.
Can I make up an imaginary viewer?
Nemo is a player in our other game, but by all means. Who's your imaginary friend?
The imaginary friend that I have is Thaddeus.
Ooh, I actually knew a guy named Thaddeus.
I thought that was a made-up name, but now I feel bad because that's a real person's name that I done somewhat made fun of.
It's like a kid.
I mean,
Person. Should feel
he's a
bad.
sweet guy. He would totally not care at all.
Okay.
Good on you, Thaddeus.
I know someone named Thaddeus.
Okay, so you guys just went
Anyway.
off into the ship
Yes.
Yes.
and rediscussing things. Let's just kind of give a recap of your guys' discussion and anything new that you wanted to add with your new player knowledge.
Yeah, for the
Yep.
viewers, of course.
For the viewers.
All right, Bob and
Um,
Thaddeus.
Not for
So-
anybody in the party, obviously.
So, just as a general recap, we went in water. Water decided it wanted to swallow us. We went underwater. We got trapped inside of we had water typhoon tornadoes on three ends, both above and below the water, basically funneling us into this little area here. We went swimming with the help of Breathe Water spell. Ended up entering this giant coral. We ended up coming over here and talking to two people who don't have tokens at the moment. I don't think, unless there they are. Hey, look, they have tokens.
Yep, they do have tokens over here.
They are Kraken priests, and we found out that there is a baby Kraken over here who needs to escape and has not yet been able to escape. And we were going to try and help it escape because it's just a creature and it's stuck in a tiny hole and nobody likes that. And Gar, the asshole that our bardic friends here thought they had killed, turns out is still alive and working directly for the goddess Umberly, goddess of the sea, and basically wants to raise an army of water zombies to fuck up everyone on the coastal cities of the mainland. And I was like, could you not? And he was like, it's not my choice, it's Umberly's choice. I was like, fine, let me talk to your manager. And then it left so I could go pray. There you go. That's what happened.
Cool. That's actually a pretty good recap.
Yay.
Cool. So
Sorry, what happened? I wasn't listening.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh my god, Mud.
you're in the same room as them.
I'm
You-
being facetious.
You don't get to pull that shit anymore.
So what are you guys
So,
doing? Or how are you guys? What are you guys chatting about?
Sure.
so not Finn. Fuck.
Finn
Zill would like to pray and actually sit down and try and commune directly with Emberly.
So are you guys all just sitting around watching, waiting? I just want to
Not
know.
watching. She has performance anxiety. Please don't watch her pray.
So you went off on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do? Actually, I guess DM. What would? I know that like I am a paladin of Melora now, and I've had sort of some time like under her tutelage. But how much about like the religion would I know at this point?
Umberly?
No, about like Melora and her like beliefs, like system, and like all that.
Melora is the goddess of nature. Basically, life and nature is her domain. Preferably, like more likely like wild nature, not necessarily like the domesticated stuff.
I'll put it this way: the way that I sort of understand it is that it's like very like neutral. Like if things die, things die. If like things live, things live. Like it's not sort of like my place to make a decision one way or the other.
Yeah, kind of.
Would Jorak know that yet? Or is he still sort of like in the very early stages, like learning about?
Well, he's in the very early stages, and from your visions that you've had, it seems like she wants you to help preserve future generations.
Okay.
From those visions that you saw, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I am going to pray as I'm going to meditate and reach out to Melora as well because there's some questions I've got for the bitch.
Okay. What else is everyone doing?
I don't think your deity wants you calling her a bitch.
She's neutral. She's fine with it.
That's
Wow.
absolutely
Is that how
what
it
that
works?
means. Yes.
Yeah, that means they have zero emotion at all and opinion.
I mean,
That's
six
how that works.
people, so.
It's not
Yeah, I
like
mean,
nature
you're-
gets angry and fucks up your day or anything.
I mean, if you're
Never.
true neutral, you're basically just a lizard folk, which means you just kind of go with the flow of everything.
Hey man, I play.
I
a
like
lizard
to
folk.
go with
I
the
mean, not
flow.
necessarily, but yeah. Anyway, so Dion will be he'll let her have her privacy, but he's gonna stay pretty close to her.
He's the only one that she'll let near him. Near her.
But he won't like watch her while she does it. He'll
Can we
That's
please
Based on the
take a
map, she
moment
went on the
to,
other
like,
side of the
rephrase
door. Is the door
Okay.
closed?
Just on the other side of the door, not like locking myself in the room, just
Can
kind
the
of
door
stepped away.
close? Is the door intact?
So, is Dion close enough that he could just see you?
Probably.
he would like to be able to at least turn his head to see her, but he won't be like right next to her.
Okay.
Yeah, he can hang out in the doorway.
Okay, cool. Jorak, you're just chilling over on this other side?
Literally.
Yeah, I figure I'm just chilling right there.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Okay, so Zill, you're going to sit down and pray to Umberly.
I'm not going to sit down. I'm underwater. I'm going to kind of just float and close my eyes and kind of do the whole, like, sensory deprivation thing where I just feel the water, commune with the goddess of the ocean.
Okay.
And
Nice
I
little
am
vibes.
going to reach out, just kind of like spiritually reach out and see if there's anything there.
Let's jump over whispers.
Okay.
Hello.
Badoo.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can hear half of what's going on, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Well,
he can already hear half of what's going on. He's in the doorway.
He probably would not hear this. He'd hear
That's
your
fine.
initial prayer if you said one, but everything
Choose a
else will
silent prayer.
probably be just mental.
That's fine.
Okay, so you close your eyes and reach out. How are you doing this? So you said you were just floating loosely, just with the
Mm-hmm.
just trying to match the rhythm of the water.
Yep. Kind of become one with the water
Are you
in the silliest of ways.
Are you reaching? What are you saying when you reach out?
I feel like there would be a proper title for her as a goddess. I don't know. As a player, don't know what it is, but she would call out with the proper title.
Okay.
Umberly, I request an audience. But it's like, you know, like super like formal and proper, because this is what Zill does. Zill prays. It's like 90% of her character. She would know how to do it better than I, as an atheist, can do.
Yeah. Okay. So, you sit there for a minute after you let out this prayer, and you your eyes are closed.
Yes.
Okay. You feel a shift in the water, as if you're no longer blocked within a stationary pool of water where inside the ship. And you open your eyes, and you glance out into the endless abyss of the sea, deep blue waters, as you watch in front of you as currents of water begin to manifest and in the form, almost the shape of a head, coming in the far distances, creating waves of hair that form this massive face in front of you. A feminine face, from what you can kind of discern, but it's transparent because it's just the currents. And all of a sudden you see the eyes open, and you hear a muddled but imposing voice. Greetings, Divine One.
Greetings. I thank you for taking audience with me. I come with questions and concern and perhaps a request. I have spoken with your champion, Gar, and his words trouble me. And I was hoping you could clarify some things.
She'll wait. There'll be no response yet.
The way he put it was that his mission, your mission, was to raise an army to take over and destroy all of the coastal cities. Is that correct?
My dear, that is not correct. Gar, I have chosen as my champion. But it seems that my once champion's weapon, Wave, has twisted his thinking. And I do not know why, I do not know how, but Wave has blocked my ability to commune with Gar. I have not seen or known any of what is transpiring within this dome of coral.
I think I know what may be the case. Are you familiar with out of character? It's Therisden?
There is Dune.
What is it?
There is
Dune.
Dune.
You are undoubtedly familiar with Therisden.
I am.
My compatriots and I have reason to believe that he or his minions corrupted many ancient artifacts. And I would not put it past him. I believe the voice that Gar is hearing, believing it is you, is that of the Chained Oblivion, or one of his many guises.
That would make sense, and also very troubling. If you would allow me to request, if there is a chance to free Gar from the influence of Wave, I would request that you take Wave to the city of Pandora and lock it away.
The city of Pandora. Out of character. Fascistas.
You've never heard that name said before. You know of a city of Pandora, probably from legends. It's a lost city that is believed to hold items of incredible value, but it's hidden and nobody knows where it is. It's more of like whisperings and legends. And now that you're thinking about it, it almost matches up to the city that you are looking for, where the immortal sun might be. Just from your insight, your natural born insight that you have.
My, 21 passive.
Yeah. It just kind of clicks in your brain that the city you're looking for is called Pandora.
Okay. I surprisingly was planning on going there anyway. I would happily take this, and if I can cleanse it, I would happily do so. If not, I will lock it away. That being said, I do not know how I'm going to retrieve it from him without harming him. I would rather not have to, as he's blind to his own ignorance.
If you, by some chance, manage to save his life, then that is what will happen. But if he should die, he was corrupted. If he can be brought back, I plead you try, but there will always be another champion. And I cannot allow him to complete what Wave is asking. I gain my power from the people that worship me. If he were to destroy wage war on the surface, my followers would turn from me. No one would use the oceans for their travel. No one would pray to me. And I would vanish along with my power.
That fits with exactly with what the Chained One would do. It's what he wants to do, as far as I can tell.
So, if my champion must die, then he must die. But if you can redeem him and bring him back, please do try. He was, yes, corrupted. I had hoped that with his natural-born affinity for the ocean and the seas, that I could turn him around with time. And giving him the champion's weapon, who once was faithful and loyal, would bring about a change for the better. But it appears not. If you're talking, you're muted.
God balls fuck. I mean, Zol does not say that, I say that. If I were able to bring him to you, separate from Wave, and have him commune with you, do you think you could reach him through the dark veil that covers?
If Wave was removed from the picture, I'm sure I could reach him. It is Wave who is blocking my abilities. I don't know how. But Wave has given him the ability to grow this coral palace. Wave has given him many abilities. And in the end, Wave is the one that has corrupted him. So, Wave must be removed from the picture either way.
Do you have any boon or mark that I may take with me to help him know and understand the truth? Something that will convince him to trust me long enough to bring him back to
I can attempt to reach my power out and bring you a boon.
you. Cut out, say that last bit.
I can attempt to reach out and give you a boon that will be visible for him. But if it will bring him back, I do not know.
Anything that can help. I would appreciate and accept your boon willingly and graciously.
No matter how this goes, as long as you honor our agreement to take Wave and lock her away in Pandora, then the rest of your journey on the open oceans will be swift. And then you'll watch as she starts to fade. The currents will start to dissipate.
Zil will send all of her gratitude and appreciation and respect. You know, as you do when you meet face to face with a goddess.
Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump back to the main chat.
Okay.
Okay. So we're back to the main chat, guys. Okay.
You guys are so fucking annoying. Like, I had to mute the fucking Roll20 tab because it's like, ba-dink, 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 ba-dink.
Okay. So, Jorak,
mean-
let's jump over to Whispers.
I keep Roll20 muted anyway?
Well, 20 makes.
Okay. So how are you praying? And what are you asking?
I am just sort of looking for because I'm not sure how, like, I guess the first question is, would Jorak have heard of, like, Krakens before, and would he sort of know what they're about?
I don't think he would have, because he didn't live on the ocean.
So then...
He might have heard whisperings of them, like maybe mentions of Kraken.
How far back, like, are we retconning? Like, are we, like...
Like, literally from the point Gar let you guys leave. So
Okay.
you guys probably talked about the Krakens in your little powwow, if you guys talked about them in the powwow.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I'm just looking for some guidance on if, like, Krakens are good and evil, and sort of, like, because of my history, I'm sort of leaning towards, like, if this thing is bad, like, maybe we shouldn't help it, and maybe we should just kill it. And just looking for some, like, sort of guidance there from my deity.
Okay. Okay. So,
I know, confusing. Like, I could roll, like, religion or intelligence, or I don't know, like, what you want me to roll.
go ahead and do a religion roll for me.
Okay. It's a 10.
10. Okay. You can sense Melora's presence, but you can't seem to decipher what her feelings on the matter are with her energy that you're feeling. It's almost kind of like a neutral kind of feeling. You can't decipher if it's one way or the other.
Okay.
Okay. Is that everything you wanted to ask?
And then... Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think the rest of it is stuff that I can... I don't think I'll need Melora for.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's jump back to the chat then. Okay, cool. Okay, so everyone has returned from their little spirit journeys.
Woo!
Dion, you noticed that when Zil was praying that her body went exceptionally limp, almost like she
died,
stopped. Yeah, like almost like she stopped breathing for a second.
Well, he would have gone in there.
Okay.
Like, that would have totally...
Okay, so you swim up to her then. And after about a minute, she takes a breath and her eyes open.
Yeah, that stuff would have happened there. Like, if she suddenly just went unconscious.
I'm sure Eratan would have been like, dude, it's chill, you're fine. She's fine.
Okay.
Eratan would have been like, it's okay.
So Eratan would have interfered?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Eratan is smart enough and knows what's going on.
Okay. If that was communicated to him, then we're good. But
yeah, it definitely looked like she drowned there for a minute and was just a dead body.
Dion
To be
definitely
fair, I
would
was
have had a brief
communing with
moment
the
of
goddess
panic.
of the ocean. How else are you going to commune with someone?
Apparently,
Okay.
there's a dragon
Spells you
listening
cast,
to...
go away when you die.
Water breathing is not concentration.
Oh wait. Anyways, you guys got those jewels that let you breathe, didn't you, or something?
No.
No.
No, that's different.
We have our necklaces do something else. No, my water breathing is what's keeping most of us breathing.
All right.
Thank
But she didn't actually
Lord.
die. It just appeared that she did.
Appeared
Like she
so. Okay.
she stopped breathing and was just like still as a corpse. Okay, so you guys are coming back to the gather around to
I
talk.
can't hear you over.
Yeah. Dion, love, you're in the way. I can't get through.
This is gonna be fun.
He can't hear me when he has his... You can just unmute me if you can't hear me in real life.
I can hear you now.
Anyway, Zil walks up to Dion. Dion, I can't get through. You're making a door.
He's not in the doorway anymore because he freaked out.
Well, you didn't move your character. Okay, fine. Anyway, we all commune back here. And in Zill's proper voice, except I'm not going to do it in Zill's voice because I have to paraphrase. I spoke with Umberly. She's not the one giving commands to Gar. Gar is being manipulated by his weapon, which is named Wave, which is evil, and I'm pretty sure is actually Thursdune being a douchebag and taking over his brain.
Her. It's technically a female.
Her, yes. So, Thursdune is controlling Wave, which is a female magical item, which is controlling Gar, or advising Gar, pretending to be Umberly. Did I come back with a boon? Like a...
Not at
The
this
one I asked for?
moment. You don't have one yet.
Okay. But I trust that that was a thing that she's going to do her best.
Mhm.
Okay. So Zill will explain that Umberly has requested that we get the weapon away from Gar in order to get Gar to... It is. We're trying to get... If we have to kill Gar, we have to kill Gar, but he's being controlled and manipulated and does not actually... He thinks he's doing what his goddess wants, but it's not her that wants it. So we are going to try... What Zill wants to do is get the weapon away from him, take him out of the coral reef, and have him commune with Umberly. Then she can reach him. Now getting him away from his magical weapon is not going to be easy, and I have to figure out how we're going to do it. Zill would rather not have to kill him, but absolutely understands and accepts that that might be the case. DM, did I miss anything?
Nope, that's pretty straightforward. You got it.
DM,
And
this weapon was cursed. I remember talking about that.
This is
I
not
know
the
what
this
the
is not the
first
one
one-
you saw.
Oh, it's not?
No. This is a different one. The one you saw was the one that the crew of the Dirty Liar described to you.
Oh, that's the one they destroyed already.
That was the one that was destroyed, and Gar came back with this other one.
Okay.
This one that you've seen here, Jorik has seen in his dreams.
Meow.
lol.
Um,
Oh my god, I just got it.
you just understood. Where am I?
Did I actually see? Do I know this weapon?
You've whatever. You can have seen it in your dreams. Whatever. You've seen it.
That's so funny.
I'll let you have it.
Hell yes.
We made that canon, right? That he had that dream.
Yeah, Simon is canon. Lol. Anyway,
The way I like to think of it is like when you guys had your like communal dream, I had a separate one that was the Simon adventure.
I agree completely.
I totally yes to Simon and forgot I was muted.
Simon.
No.
Oh, Simon.
Simon says we should get on with our game.
Agreed.
So I do not believe. One sec. So at last game, I was able to do the whole sorcery point conversion thing, get my spell slots back, and
Yes.
then rest,
Yeah.
and then have. So basically, I have everything.
Yeah, you're taking a rest.
Okay.
Basically, you guys are taking a rest. You've spent at least an hour doing light activity.
Okay. Zill is going to recast water breathing on everybody because she can. She'll take the time to do it, and her super fancy magical book, I assume, is water.
Well, yeah, it might be soggy for a while.
Yeah, but like it's not gonna like it was a literal gift from a literal angel. It's not gonna like get dissolved in water. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. She can handle soggy. She can deal with that. Destroyed, she can. So yeah, I'm gonna take time to make sure everyone has another 24 hours of water breathing before we do literally anything. Well,
How
is there
many people
anything
can you cast it on?
anyone? Say again.
How many people can you cast it on?
I think it's 8.
Oh,
Up to 10 willing creatures.
Up to 10, even better.
So, is there anything else that we need to do before we go speak with Gar? Anybody else need to rest longer for their spell?
Do I need to put push to talk on, by the way?
I would
Can
say
you hear?
probably because I am hearing Zill in your
Okay.
mic.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You guys live in the same house now. That's nothing to be sorry about.
3 feet apart. So.
He keeps switching over and scratching me in the head. It's great.
Yeah. Instead of booping you with the panda.
He only does that when I'm on camera.
Yeah. And not playing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the plan, guys?
Does anyone need to do anything before we go confront Gar?
Confront or kill?
We might not have to kill him, which was what Zill was saying. Is he's being controlled and manipulated. We might be able to get him to come back to his god and not be a douchebag anymore.
You heard the plan, yes?
Maybe.
Well, yeah, but he's always been a douchebag. It's not just with this new thing that's controlling him or whatever.
He was controlled by one magical evil weapon. Now he's been controlled by another.
And that's
Possible
that's
this person
normal.
is actually a very kind individual that's just completely taken over.
You don't grab one cursed weapon, dive for it, and then go back for another one. That just doesn't happen to people. Or
DM,
adventurers.
does Dion know about Wave?
You probably would know about Wave. You know, Wave is actually a artifact. It's an ancient artifact that was created very much like Dawnbreaker. Bringer? Bringer. Dawnbringer.
Baker.
That is basically the representation, like the most divine representation of the god on the planet. Wave is Umberlee's.
It is. I assume Dion has made that connection that is Wave. Someone said that, right?
Well, yeah.
I called it Wave a few
Yeah.
times.
Okay. Well, normally I'm one of the most skeptical, but Wave is the weapon that he is currently wielding, and Wave is not known to be a cursed weapon. Wave is known to be the basically the enchanted weapon that personifies the will of Umberlee. It's the weapon of a champion,
Zill pulls out Dawn and lights her up.
much like. And he nods.
Well, I think that's it.
Thorak, do you remember it being cursed? Because you used it, didn't you?
Shrek never used Wave.
As Simon.
Back then.
I don't think his dreams were that specific.
I don't know if it was. I mean, I remember that, and this is out of character speaking. Like, I remember that, like, the god was like very welcoming to like new initiates.
Wave
and
wants
Simon-
you to convert to worshipping Umberlee. And that's the only way she will agree to attune to you.
And that's all I really remember.
Yep, that's all that
I don't-
happened.
I
So,
don't think
No, it's
like
not.
I had to deal with any curse.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
in your dream.
What I'm saying is we should give the man, and it pains me to say this, we should give the man the benefit of the doubt.
Zill is delighted to hear him say that.
Are you kidding me? The benefit of the doubt after everything he put us through? Nah.
Yeah, I'm right. Sorry, everyone here, but
Have
I
you ever met this
can't get on board with that. That's just not gonna happen.
Have you ever met this person when they were not in control, when they were in control of themselves?
Sure. because the only time we've met him is him trying to kill us
Right.
That does not answer my question.
or leading cults or doing other batshit crazy stuff. You know, things typically evil, frowned upon by society, trying to take out cities and
Well,
colonies.
now my question
and
is this
islands
here:
and-
did that curse artifact just kind of hop into his hands or something, or did he not willingly decide to get mixed in with such evil machinations?
I don't
Out
know.
of character, remind me, DM. Umberly gave it to him, not realizing that it was a cursed item, right?
Yeah, when from the
That's what she
information that you've heard from multiple sources, like the Kraken priests and Gar and Umberly, from what you've heard, he was released from the plane of elemental water, rescued by Umberly, to become his new champion, or become her new champion. And he woke up on a beach with Wave.
I relay this to everyone that this was actually a direct gift from his god, and she did not know what it was going to do to him.
All right, well that's well and good, but what about all the times before that?
And hang on a second. So we're to assume that this god didn't give him a cursed item. So who's to say he didn't curse the item himself? Are we gonna walk in there and ask him if he did that?
So what you're saying is he willingly cursed himself.
Why not? The guy is
To be
insane
mind
and
controlled.
evil.
What I'm saying is that I don't care too much about the god that we see here. Or what I'm caring more about is the way that he treated us. Now, I understand that going after somebody who's mind controlled and more evil than he should be, it sets a right nasty taste in the mouth. But you gotta understand, he wasn't that great before he got that there sword.
Trident.
Tried. It's
Fork.
all pokums.
Right.
I mean,
My question, which was not answered, was have you met this person when they were not mind controlled?
What do you mean? I mean, the Trident's what's causing him to get mind controlled, right? Because we've known him before. He was like banished to that
Stuff, yeah.
dimension. We are the ones who got him there.
He definitely has a different demeanor since you've seen him this time. He's very
this
much...
time?
This time he's very much more calm and controlled, and like it's strange for you guys to see him. He also isn't covered in barnacles this time because that was one of the...
Yeah, but okay.
But he said he's
then
going to kill
remind me.
everyone on land.
Out of character, remind me. What was his deal before he was like banished by yours truly? Like
Who set
he
up
was
cults?
still. Yeah, set
he
up
was trying
cults
to
and everything
bring...
like
he
that.
was trying to summon a giant elemental god, basically, into this
And
world.
as far as we're concerned, he did that all willingly without being influenced by a curse, right?
As far as you know.
Okay. Then
You know
yeah,
that he was
No,
the
we
leader
know
of the
that
cult.
That weapon was cursed. We
Yes.
talked about that.
we
the-
know the weapons curse, but like this is well, I'm talking about like our
The
story
one
with
he had
Gar.
before.
I
Yeah.
have
That's the one that I saw that I know for a fact was cursed because I
Mhm.
saw it.
Yeah. That's
I
what
have-
Bees is trying to tell you is that we have more history with this guy than what is established thus far
I'm
with you
saying
guys.
the weapon he had that you guys interacted him with was a cursed weapon.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we
If I
get
may?
that, but
if I may, diplomacy can be followed by force, but it can rarely go the other direction. You cannot start with force and move to diplomacy. Allow us to talk and see if I can at least get him to recommune with his goddess. If we are able to release him from this curse, we can deal with his interactions with you after that. Perhaps he is repentant and has no way to show it given his cursed state. Perhaps he doesn't even know or remember what happened to him then.
Bees is fuming at the like gullet at this point.
You know
And
what?
He just says, "All right, if that's how you want to play it, you can be diplomatic. I'm gonna have no part of it. I'm staying right here. You do your business."
I'll go with. We'll be diplomatic. And if somehow we're able to break his curse and he comes to awakening, he becomes conscious again, then we play execution. Because I'm not fucking around with what he did. And you can blame it all on he doesn't remember it, but you know what? I've woken up too many times from being blackout drunk in a cell. And that's fair. I'm not mad at the city guard because I did that stuff. And he can't blame it on some stupid curse. He still did that stuff. He faces punishment.
I'm sorry,
Punishment
but
is-
being mind controlled and not being able to control your actions does not make the person.
How
who
do we
owns the
know
body.
what is or wasn't his mind-controlled action? Is every action he does mind-controlled? Is he mind-controlled to breathe? Is he mind-controlled to put food in his mouth? To take a
Was
shit
he mind
every
control
day?
when he was
So,
making a bunch of
at
cults
this
and doing a
moment,
bunch of bad
guys-
stuff all before this happened?
At this moment, guys, 6, you would see this, definitely. But you start to see a multitude of sea creatures begin to funnel through the grates in the ceiling above you, through the doorway, and through any opening from the outside ocean. A school of fish, a couple jellyfish, and they all just begin to funnel into the room and kind of just circle
Hang out around Zill.
They kind of go and hang out around Zill.
Zill smiles and gently reaches out and touches one of the not dangerous ones as it swims around her. I think now is the time to go talk to him. If you want to stay here, please stay here, or we can meet you back on the ship. Let us start with diplomacy and see where it goes from there. I definitely intend to hold him responsible for his actions, but we have to find out which were his actions. And I'd really rather not have to fight him with a cursed magical legendary weapon. And Zill's just going to swim out. Whoever wants to follow her can follow her. And she's going to assume her little fishy friends are following her.
Yep. They're going to trail after.
I'm going to go with, but I won't enter whatever room they're in. I'm going to try and sneak in.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a
hide.
stealth check.
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
hiding from us? Or
Hiding from him.
okay, just him. Okay.
Once we enter his area.
Okay, go ahead and roll the stealth.
And just to confirm, I'm going to ping on the map down here. This is the area that we were supposed to like meet him, or were we meeting him back over by the Kraken?
He just kind of like you don't really know where. You probably go check over by the Kraken because he was very determined that you were not going to interfere with the Kraken.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So
I like to think that Zill comes out of the ship
That works.
just completely swirling fish all around her and glowing like pretty
Okay.
magnificent, like bioluminescent.
okay.
Take the
Everett?
most recent one. I had a lot of pop-ups going on the screen, so I didn't know if it worked or not. So
Okay.
that most recent one.
Well, yeah. All of them
All of them
are
were
fine.
above 20.
So as long as you don't pass beyond the rocks, the ship, or any of the debris going into that area. Yeah, right about there.
How do I'm
Like,
trying to
see
see
where
the
my
whole
gold-
map. Okay, so
If you alt scroll wheel, it'll zoom out. If you right click and drag,
So-
it'll pan.
So here, or over here. As long as you stay beyond that line,
like how
He-
is like here? Is that okay?
that is perfectly fine.
Cool. And
How's that line?
for feet judgment, is that each square is 5 feet?
Yes. There's a
Is that
little one that has a
sticking?
little circle with a ruler. If you click on that, and then you can,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
yep, you can draw lines. So,
So he's like 25 feet away.
well, yeah, about there.
Badass.
Cool. Okay,
Oh,
so
he's still standing over there.
he's hanging out over there. Yep.
Menacingly.
I forgot to describe him. How do you zoom the token up so everyone can see it? Like, what's the
I think
command?
you hold either, I want to say not Control Z, Alt Z, something like that, over him.
Nope, that took him back.
Oh my God, he's coming to get you.
About there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, he's got. You notice. He's got like a claw on one arm. I forgot to describe it. It's like a giant crab claw, basically. And then the wave is in the other hand. Okay.
You just you click on it and you hit Z. It's just the button Z.
So click on it and then Z. There we go. But he's
Oh,
not
it's
covered
not
in.
showing up on ours.
It doesn't show up on yours.
Nope, just on yours. Damn it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay. Well, that's for the viewers. He's not covered in barnacles though.
I just zoomed in real far. Now I can see it.
Yep. So okay. So you guys all moving over?
Yep.
How did you do that, Zill? You like?
What?
How did you like zoom like that?
Oh, I zoomed in. I mouse scroll wheel, and it's hold Alt and then scroll wheel. It'll zoom in and out.
So, Bees
Thank
and
you.
Mud, you get staying behind.
Yep, having no part of this.
I would have grabbed bees on the way out.
Oh no, absolutely
and said,
not.
Come on,
He-
Captain.
He's not even fucking around. He's absolutely not having any part of this. Like, not even as a joke. He's staying absolutely put.
Just grab him by the knees.
No,
Bees
he
knees.
continuously fights against this.
Then I just leave him. Yeah.
Okay, Mud. You're muted.
I'm done with that guy's shit too. I'm staying here with bees. I don't need any more of him.
Okay. So if a fight does break out, you guys aren't gonna know. Just so you know.
That is
Yeah,
completely
The ones who
fine.
want to fight won't be fighting.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So you guys can continue into the area if you want.
Zill would like to swim forward, and approach up to his level. We'll say right about. Still completely swirling in magical fish around her.
Okay.
Gar, I would like to have a word with you.
Have you attempted to reach out to Umberly?
I have successfully reached out to Umberly, and I'll gesture at the fish around me. She was kind enough to grant me an audience. And the news she gave me is troubling, and I'm not sure you're going to... I just ask that you listen to this with an open mind.
Before you do this, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
$22.
Okay. What are you? He'll be like, what do you have to say?
It has come to my attention that you've been blocked off by your goddess, and she wishes to commune with you, but she cannot reach you. I believe there is a curse upon you or this place, or your very likely Wave herself may be blocking you from her.
He'll take a second and glance over at Wave, and he'll be like, he'll say something quietly to himself.
To Wave. Zill knows what it's like to talk to magical weapons.
What else are you saying? Are you saying to say anything else? He's looking
I'm
troubled.
waiting for his response.
He's looking troubled, but he hasn't responded. Can you prove this?
I gesture at the fish around me. Umberly was kind enough to grant me a small boon, a token, to show you that what I say is true. These are her creatures, and they come with me because they want to bring you back to her. I have a thought, a plan, something that we can try, but you have to be willing to trust me.
He would notice that Dion's physical presence is much less aggressive than it was the previous.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for any sort of response from him.
Okay. Go ahead and make one more persuasion check. You can have advantage.
Ooh. Well, advantage.
Mm-hmm. So he'll...
And I will gesture for the fish to see if they will go to him. See if that's an option. Just because, I mean, they are from his goddess. My hope is that you would allow us to attempt to commune without your weapon. It can be visible and nearby, and it can be just the two of us if that's what will make you comfortable. But I would like to sit and commune, and I have some magic. Are you familiar with the restoration spell?
I know of restoration magic.
If you would be willing to allow me to at least attempt in an effort to I would like to at least attempt. Your keyboard is loud, bro.
Sorry. I'll move
What's
my
his
mic.
reaction?
You'll see him swim up, straight up to the ceiling. And you'll watch as the coral expands and opens up to the water above.
Follow him. And bring my fishies along with me.
Okay. He'll swim out into the open ocean for a second. And then create a coral platform that he will set wave on. And then he'll swim about 5 feet away and almost look like he's reaching out to Umberly. You can't, you get the sense that he's attempting.
I would like to, if he will let me get close enough, I will, before he closes his eyes and reaches out, Zil will, if he will allow, reach out and cast Lester Restoration using Dawnbringer. Maybe on him, if he will let me.
He does not seem like he wants you around.
Okay. Zil will swim away. Keep within eye distance, but keep watch at the same ocean level that he. And Zil is going to reach out to Umberly at the same time.
Okay. A few minutes will go by. And let me make a roll for him.
Can I give him advantage? Can I help him, please?
Okay. So what is going to happen because of that? Roll me a D100.
Oh, shit.
93.
90.
Don't you historically roll very well in the D100?
I really do, and I don't know why, but I really do.
Yeah, last time you rolled like a 96, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
She rolls about as well as you do poorly.
Yeah.
Lol.
I'm waiting for this guy to turn into this.
Opening Discord.
Lol.
Never saw that movie, so.
Oh my god, you're missing out.
It's effectively a huge giant crab.
Okay.
A decapod.
Okay. Let's see. Let me roll for this. What is he going to do?
So much rolling.
I know. He's like, you put him into a crisis.
I did. Zilla's insight checking this motherfucker every 6 seconds, by the way.
He's doing the same thing where his body almost seems like he's died right now.
And I'm keeping an eye on the weapon.
How far away from him are you right now?
Probably about 10 feet.
10 feet.
Maybe 15. If he forced me back another 5, I would have, but I not more than 15.
Okay. Okay. He'll awaken from his trance-like thing, and he will glide back over to where Wave sits.
Okay.
He'll reach out and pick Wave up. And you hear a single word. Liar.
Is he talking to me or his weapon?
You don't know.
I have a 21 insight.
That's true. He's talking to Wave.
Oh, thank God.
You'll then see him take it, do a
How
little
far
twirl.
away are they?
They're about 10 feet from Zill.
So on the map still holds?
Yeah,
Yes,
except we're
but
like 100 feet up in
they're
the air,
like
or up
they
in the
went
water.
100 feet up to the. He
Oh,
went out
okay,
the
gotcha.
roof of the. He opened up a opening in the ceiling with the coral. He'll
So
then
out of earshot, I'm assuming.
yes.
All right.
He'll turn the trident around, and he'll take it and he'll throw it down into the coral, like into the opening that he created. And Zill and everybody, you watch as Wave descends into the center of this chamber. And as it passes through the opening, you watch as the coral around you begins to crumble and vanish.
Zill will slowly approach.
He'll turn and swim
Sorry.
away. He won't say a word. After he throws it, he just begins to swim away.
Do I see this happen?
You see him... go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
Yes.
No, you do not.
Damn it! I have dark vision.
You don't. You are distracted by Wave descending into the center of the room. You're like, what is this? What's happening? Is it going to attack us? Like-
All right, fair enough.
And you're still trying to hide so he can't see you, so you have obscured vision from that. But Wave will just descend and stick into the ground.
Should I burn my lucky for this?
If you want to.
Hey, man,
but
you
no.
do what you want to do, man.
Hell yeah, burn a luck point, dude.
I mean,
Burn a
we're
luck
back
point.
in the West, right?
Get initiated into combat without that luck point. No.
Nah, pass. I'll let the moment happen.
And Zill, you just watch as he actually really quickly swims away off into the distance.
Yeah, he
Hi,
better
man.
really quickly swim away.
Zill is
Pansy
kind of
ass
figured that would
motherfucker.
happen.
Yep.
Looking around now that I'm outside the coral, are the water typhoons still a thing, or did they stop?
You're watching as the coral's crumbling, and as the coral reaches, like, crumbles around the outside and starts to extend out along the bottom of the ocean where the ships are and everything, it reaches out to where the typhoons and the whirlpools are at, and you watch as they begin to fade as it reaches them.
Okay. Zilla's gonna swim straight down and go grab a wave.
So you can now add wave to your inventory.
Okay. With the
And-
caveat that it's cursed.
As far as you know. You don't know what was going on. You know that it convinced him to do things that were not Umberlee's bidding and blocked Umberlee from contacting him. That's all you know.
I can handle that.
So, okay.
Okay.
So, what are you guys doing now? You'll watch as the coral crumbles. The Kraken priest will immediately swim into the cave, and you'll watch as them and the young Kraken swim off into the distance.
As I see them, I will send a message to them using my message cantrip, and I will say, I wish you and yours the best of luck wherever you may find yourself.
Well,
You can respond to this message.
they'll just be a quick thank you.
That's good. Zill will swim back up.
Okay.
Does Zill see our stealthy boy who's following us?
Everin,
Stealth check.
you had a 20-something, so I don't think Zill does.
First
I'm-
one he rolled was a 20.
I'm gonna keep that new one. I'm gonna rehide.
Okay.
Well, I don't have advantage probably, so.
So you
Does
can't.
does a 31 pass?
No.
So what are you guys doing now?
Zill will approach her party and say, Gar is free of waves. Gar is free of waves' influence now. He is. She'll turn and watch the direction that he swam off. I believe he's going to go do some soul searching. The captains are not going to be happy that he left, but that is.
Six is going to
GM.
walk up to Syl, and he's just going to give her a hug.
She will absolutely return the favor.
Thank you.
Thank me for what?
The way you handled that.
Zill blushes.
'Kay.
I cannot believe that someone who has done so much evil in their past is not redeemable.
Zill smiles kind of sadly, reaches out, and takes your hand. Let's go find the captains, shall we?
Yes.
And then they will
And
return.
I'll point over to where everyone is, and I'll say, everyone was over there earlier.
Oh,
Because
Yeah, you did see him originally. His new stealth check you didn't. But as
You
you go
didn't
around the
move.
corner, Everin's not there.
Everyone was over there earlier. It's just
I like that. That was funny. So yeah, Zill will. They will make their way, presumably, make their way back to the ship.
Okay. So
Please move yourself.
So Everin
Meow.
made it back to the other two first.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
to do his thing. Is there anything else we want to do on this map before we switch over to the ship?
Well, Zil would have to approach them and let them know that Gar is gone.
We were still
Captains?
gonna let the Kraken go, right?
Oh, the Kraken
Kraken
had disappeared
got away.
when the.
I missed it.
Oh, yeah, you were AFK. The Kraken got away because the coral around it crumbled and they just swam
Fantastic.
away. And I used message to tell them that I hope they have a good.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, cool. Then nah, I think we're good.
But Zil would approach and she would say, "Captains, I was able to retrieve Wave, and he is no longer under the influence, but he left. He swims much faster than I can, and I understand your need for retribution."
There's no need for retribution.
Well, did he at
Zil-
least pinky swear that he wouldn't go off to commit more evil?
You
Get
gotta
caught under
you
some
gotta
other spell.
you gotta
He-
realize that our situation here has always been negative with Gar. And I know that the argument against that is that he was under a curse from beginning to end, but I just don't know what to think about a man who has gotten himself into this situation twice. Second time, I know for a fact, yes, he did not do so willingly or knowingly. The first time,
As far as we know.
as far as we know, I don't know. I don't know
I
what
understand.
happened.
He
I can't-
snuck off.
I can't-
It's not retribution even. It's not even repentance.
I can't look at that man
got
and see
off
somebody
scot-free.
who's
Well, you guys do know
actually
that
doing anything good.
He willingly gave up a legendary cursed item. A truly
Yeah.
evil man
He
doesn't do
willingly
that.
gave up hundreds of people's lives.
You guys do know when you were talking to Gar earlier in the day that he talked about how he was tortured for years by Ol Hydra before he was rescued by
Hell,
Umberly.
Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Also,
So you do know that he got tortured for a very long time in the plane of water by a huge evil water elemental.
Oh yeah, we put him there.
So yeah,
That was, and then he
paid
got
the
out
price, is what he's saying.
but Umberly brought him back.
We don't care about
to do
Umberly.
more evil things.
yeah, this is nothing. I also just want to ask a quick question to the private messages I was sending you earlier.
Yes.
In conjunction with the fact that apparently this dude has always been cursed, which is not something that I recall. I just literally did not remember that. Do we know how he came about to acquire the first cursed item that he had?
You do not know how he got the first item.
Evil means.
Then, as far as I'm concerned, Bees is still justified in that reaction, saying like, as far as he's concerned, the second time was an accident. The first time probably wasn't.
But he definitely
And that's fair.
was different this time around. Like you guys actively saw it that he was very much different in the way he acted, and because like he didn't attack you guys. Like before, he would have just attacked you guys and tried to kill you.
And for that, he gets a gold star.
This time he didn't, but he was also under the influence of something. And
People of the Dirty Liar, I also assume, were under a completely different campaign of very easy to identify bad people, whereas like diplomacy wasn't really the thing because we were basically just fighting a bunch of cultists and pirates as far as I can remember.
yeah, more
Well-
or less.
It was high seas adventure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now this whole thing about diplomacy, Bees is just like, throwing his hat down and being like, no.
They have intrigue. We have Saturday morning cartoons.
Lol.
So okay,
Yeah, our campaign
not every
has from the
campaign
very
is-
beginning.
Yeah.
Very beginning has been a lot heavier, a lot darker than let's go fight some pirates.
okay, I'm jumping you guys over to the Dirty Liar.
Over on the color.
Nice.
So fancy.
I would hope so.
So you can go ahead and put your tokens on there, how you see fit.
I did, but it's not showing up.
It's not showing up.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not for
reloading.
me either.
Is there like multiple floors to this boat?
I moved you guys. As long as I moved you guys over here, right?
Is
Yeah, because there's a
what layer
there's
is the
the
ship
main
on?
dock. Oh, excuse me.
Because it looks like a 2 and a
I think roll
fifth.
20 froze for me.
Yeah, my roll 20 got bonky, so I reloaded.
Can you see that,
Um,
6?
Hold on, I'm reloading.
I reloaded and it fixed mine, so I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll
Because I
just
dropped
do
a
the same
6
thing.
token just to test.
I see 6's token.
Okay. Now can 6 move it?
Okay. No.
Okay.
I'll drop my own, see if it works.
Ah, there we go. I got mine.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool.
Delete
Okay.
that
So yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeesh.
So there is another section, like the lower section here. There is another one of those because your ship is bigger than
The deck.
this picture, but yeah.
Is 6 mimicking Dion?
one. Yes.
Of course he is.
Okay. So you guys watch as the typhoons and whirlpools disappear, and you guys are free to set off.
Hey Daniel, do you mind if you do me a favor real quick and label some of the different rooms in here, just that way we have like a quick reference so we can say like, hey, if we're going to this room, such and such.
I was just gonna assume you guys could just like, if you guys want to draw it
Pretend.
in.
Is Zorak just like doing the whole like stand on the front of the boat, arms out wide, like is he pulling on Titanic over
Titanic?
here?
His arms are not out wide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Base goes up from behind and finishes the whole bit there.
He reacts and with an elbow hard.
That's fucking.
I mean,
to
you're
turn
tall
around.
enough.
The
He's like a
second that
third
somebody
of the
touches
size
his
of
waist,
Dorak.
Oh fuck! Shit! All right, no, you know what? That's fine. That's all me.
Just like grabs him around the knees.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I'm
'Cause you're
flying,
like what,
dude.
like
I'm
7
flying.
feet tall? Aren't you?
Yeah, he's 6'8".
6'8". God damn it.
Against a small boy of a size
Yeah,
of
it was like
3
against
foot
half
one.
leg.
3
He grabs
foot-
you like around the knee.
I love it.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
And then
Those
we're going to
are
assume that there's
common
another
strength.
copy of the large portion that's further below deck, which is going to have more rooms for people and more space.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you
where
want,
the nightclub
if
is.
somebody else
Deck
wants
tip.
to, if somebody else wants to copy and type words for the second floor, because I
How do you
don't
type the
use-
words?
Heidi.
Oh, I found it.
There's a text tool under the paintbrush.
It's not deck tip. It's
None of you write
Machine
tech
gun
deck, I swear to
fireman.
God.
Poop deck.
No,
Anyway,
the
we've
poop deck.
gotten very distracted by poop decks.
Is
You
that
should
what-
put that in the back of the ship, actually.
Okay.
Anyway,
Is that the back?
No,
Oh, it was
No,
always
I
the-
don't think
the
so.
front.
you put it in the front so when the wind's blowing, the poop smell goes. Or I don't know.
Okay. So, so you guys are back on the ship and you guys are setting off. Was there anything else you guys wanted to do on this? This is the second week of travel on the ocean.
What are these squares? Are these like the bird's nest or whatever?
Yes, the crow's nest.
Zill would like to spend some time to cast Identify on Wave and get all of the information, including any curses placed upon.
Wave's not cursed.
Okay. I will not tell anybody but Dion. Who was probably in the room while she did it.
But
Hey, what are you doing?
Wave has a different demeanor than like she almost is like, she knows that you're the reason, so she's like angry at you when you hear her voice when you're touching her.
I get that a
I
lot.
wonder what would happen if I had her and Dawn touch. Like, that's a conversation I want to hear, but I'm not going to go there right now. I'm not going to make the DM argue two magical weapons of opposite alignment. Maybe not opposite alignment, but
So, I was very much hoping you would do that, just so we could listen to the DM talk.
Not happening, sorry.
No. Anyway, I will, that's all Zill is going to do. Zill is going to spend some time meditating and, something I should mention is when Umberly and I were speaking, she said that if we were able to achieve and take Wave with us to our final location, then she would grant us favorable currents and weather and winds. Basically, she said she'd be cool about us, like, sailing.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah. So you guys begin sailing, I assume? Yes.
Yeah.
And Everin, you definitely notice the ship is moving a lot faster than normal. And you don't know what to think about it.
I think Efren has stepped away for just a moment.
Oh, okay. But you two would know it too, because you guys are on the ship all the time, but for some reason you feel like you're leaning back a lot more than normal. Almost.
Lol.
You're not used to this, like, speed that the ship is producing. It almost feels like you're magically being pushed or pulled faster than the ship can normally travel.
Excellent.
We're making great headwind, guys.
But it doesn't make sense because the wind is not favorable for this speed.
I like
Yeah, I don't look give horse in the face.
So you're
Is that how that goes?
Yeah. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I think.
Bees has actually been down in the captain's room this whole time, basically drowning himself in booze for a while now.
Okay.
I heard boobs with a B, and I'm okay with that.
He's done that at least once or twice during his adventures, but not right now.
Okay, so you guys keep traveling.
Zill is going to BRB, so y'all role play without her for a few minutes.
Okay. What do we want to do for the rest of this week's travel?
I need to think of something for my charisma boost that we talked about.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was the one that was like adamantly against going back? Was it Mud and Bees?
Mud and Bees were the ones who did not want to accept that Gar was just being controlled, I think. Or didn't want to do diplomacy.
Okay.
I think I'm going to knock on the captain's door.
What do you want? Who's there? What do you want?
It's Jorak.
All right, come in. Let me unlock the door. I forgot I done did that. All right, get yourself on in here.
Hi. Yes, so this is... I have a question for you. You may have noticed that I may not be the most outgoing or personable individual.
Sexual.
I didn't say that.
What?
What was that? Starts looking around.
What is that noise?
But I've noticed that you're very good with people, and I'm looking to be better with people.
Son, after what just happened here today, I don't know if I can say that I'm too good with people, because I just try to go ahead and get blood off of someone who apparently everyone else is under the impression deserves a second chance. So while I do very much appreciate where you're coming from, right now, not in a state to agree with you. Right now, I feel like a fucking monster. But with that said, by all means, charisma's half about faking it till you make it, as it were. And
we can talk tomorrow if that's easier.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe so.
Okay.
I'm right sorry, but I'm not. I
understand.
I got things to think about.
I understand completely. We'll talk tomorrow. I'll bring some booze and we'll get charismatic.
Hey, with that said, you got step number 1 down. You're already on your way.
Perfect. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Where Beast cries. Just seeing that text moving around.
Zoop!
I'll be right back as well, guys. My food is here, I believe.
Okay.
I named the whole ship. I'm pretty proud of it.
And right now, we have entered Sad Boy Hours.
Oh,
Ever in
if our
City,
bards
baby?
know any Lincoln Park.
So at any point during the week, when the 3 captains are together, 6 wants to approach them.
Oh, yeah. So anytime Bees comes out of his crying hole
Yeah, if Bees is
and
ever
comes
gonna
up to the
attack,
helm.
he's not going to approach them separately.
Yeah, next time you get up here to Everin City, maybe 6 is going to talk to us.
Okay.
You have to say it like that, though. Everin City, baby.
I'm just hanging out, helming the ship.
I don't know. Maybe
all of us
after
would
a
have to
few
be up there.
hours of feeling sorry for himself, Bees manages to drag himself up to the deck.
The back deck?
No, he just
Wherever
kind of
goes
like
I
he's just
want
hanging
all
out
three.
over here, like halfway, like being ready to puke, and halfway, just like kind of keeping a distance.
Captains,
Yeah, hi. 6.
yes, the argument that we had below about what to do with Gar. Do you believe he is irredeemable?
You can only do so much evil before you just need to be taken away from the world for your crimes.
And what is the limit?
There ain't a number on that.
You can't quantify the blood spilt that allows him to be redeemed.
And the problem is that he hasn't apparently existed within our whole knowing of him without just apparently being cursed. And poor fella just happens to go around getting cursed all the time. My problem is that I don't know when he got cursed the first time. Was it on purpose? Did he just look for power and just got corrupted because he was greedy? I don't fucking know anymore. And now I'm here with a bottle of booze in my hand, crying over this some bitch who tried to kill me because I said that I wouldn't go talk to him because I was too goddamn caught up in my own goddamn inhibitions and fucking fuck. And he tosses the bottle into the goddamn ocean.
So, if I'm to understand correctly, if he were to have killed many people, he should be killed.
Defenseless, harmless people,
Yes.
not just anyone.
And it's not just that though, either. He hasn't even faced he hasn't faced his punishment from society either. I believe in the rules of the ocean, but he broke more than just our rules here on the deck. I can't even wrap my head around. Just he got away. We put him in the realm because he had to be stopped. He was out of sight, out of mind. But he's back. And he got away. Scot-free. He's same as we are now. He's swimming out there on the bright ocean, looking at the morning sun, the same sun that we see every morning. And he probably has not a care in the world. And even if he was feeling repentant, where is he now? We don't know. And even worse, we don't know. He could be out there killing some more. He got away. He got away from us. He got away from justice. And now he's left to his own devices, and we have no idea as to what those devices
are.
6 looks like destroyed. Like, you've never seen him look sad, but he looks like depressed from what you guys are saying.
Does Zill hear any of this?
Are you guys up on the deck?
I don't know where we were. I was AFK when all of this happened.
They're up on by the helm.
Okay.
Where you
And yeah, it looks like it looks like we were on deck.
Yeah.
I'm
probably
gonna say
heard some of it.
probably with some of the yelling and the loud talking, you could probably overhear some of it.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Zill would probably go up and first put a hand on Six's shoulder in a very comforting manner and look at the captains. Captains, I understand that you are not happy with what happened. And you have the opportunity, once we have reached our location, if you feel the need, you can seek him out. Perhaps that is a mission that will bring you some closure. And what you do at that time, seek justice. That's what you want. I think that you deserve closure. I can only imagine the terrible things that he did to you and to others around you. And I absolutely understand. And
You know what? I wouldn't worry about that. You want to know why? Because he's not my charge. We threw him into a different dimension. We stopped him. We did it. Our job was done. And I've been thinking about it, and I really have no more responsibility towards this guy. But you do. Anything he does now, that's your fault.
a burden I will bear. And Zill just nods and turns and walks away, taking Six by the hand and guiding him away as well.
Bees actually looks pretty relieved to hear everyone say that. He feels as though like a kind of weight has been lifted off of him.
I pull out a bottle and just start sipping lightly.
And I'm just gonna walk away.
Yeah. Zill's gonna just hang out with Six and make sure Six knows that their experiences and interactions are not, they are their own and they are valid and they are real, but they are not the end all be all. Their reactions does not mean that he is irritated.
I remember the last time I felt this way. I've only had it happen once. That was before I destroyed myself. First time. Well, the only time.
Zill nods.
I had lost all of my brothers. The only friends, or what you could say is family. I was supposed to have died in that mission. We were sent to die.
I know.
But I succeeded.
I am so very glad that you are here with us. I really do consider you one of my truest friends. You know that, right?
Yes, I know.
So we'll hug him again.
He'll hug her back.
I hear you've learned how to paint, is that correct?
Yes, I suppose so.
Would you show me?
I
And
do
then
not have the
Zill-
supplies, but
Zill will absolutely get her painting supplies and set up 2 easels, and they will totally sit there and paint. Because art therapy is a thing, bitches!
Wow, I didn't realize how like deep that was gonna get.
Right?
When you let
well,
Gar
I mean,
get
the
away,
whole conversation in the ship, I'm just sitting there like, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is
knowing
like,
knowing your
this is
background, I
so
was just like,
triggering.
oh man, oh man.
I was like, he'll wait till after the fight to say something.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ.
Right?
When I realized, I was like, oh shit, Six is gonna be upset.
Yeah, for the crew, Six was an assassin who killed hundreds of innocent men, women, and children.
With no control.
Yeah, and he had no control over himself.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
Warforged used to be
Yeah.
like underneath.
Ooh, spicy.
So
So you guys are like basically
so, yeah.
saying that his exact backstory means
You were
that he's a
saying
horrible person.
I deserve to die.
No,
is
I
basically
will-
what you just.
I will say a thing though.
Oh.
I will say this: like Bees doesn't actually know this information.
you
Give
would
me
have
an
definitely
opportunity
seen
to-
his
yeah, I
look.
figured that.
There is a circumstance that is different, and he would immediately explain why. But I'll just leave it at that.
It's fine.
But no, it's cool. Okay,
Anyway.
so
that just makes it more fun.
I know, right? Like the drama, like the
Yeah.
All right. Onward. What happens next?
do you guys doing anything else this week? Anything else? Is this-
Not Zill. Zill and her player are kind of ready to get to the next story.
I think we already did the memory for this week
I
because there's 2 more left, right?
think so, but
because we did it
with
before
this
we got
new
stuck.
boon that the ship has granted, Everin at some point during the week says, "We're making amazing time, and this journey is actually going to be done a week faster than normal. So you have 1 week of travel until you reach your destination."
Do I say it exactly like that?
More or less. You can say it how you want.
I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do sort of like a. Anytime I catch like the sight of bees, I want to do kind of like a vibe check on him and see if he's like good to.
Good to approach.
Roll for
and-
vibe check.
Are they flirting?
I would say
Oh yes.
he just
No.
does like extreme inspection.
Yes.
Jorak wants
to one
Bees'
point where it's
charisma.
just like, all right, no, I'm all right. If you want to do some talking and some,
I'm like
and
tentatively
some-
holding a bottle of rum by like the top, not like the bottom, like just like nervously sort of like holding it by like the pouring end,
right?
like
No,
just sort of like.
Jorak is fine. I get it. Let's just get on over to the I don't know. I suppose the captain's room is about as good a place as any, so we'll just try it there. How about?
Yeah, wherever.
Somewhere nice and private where people will not insinuate anything.
So, Six would have seen them because
He stands right by the door,
he notices.
like when he
fucking-
said that, like,
Why are they going?
and then goes in.
All right, so now I suppose in that case, you're looking for the basics of a sort of rundown of the practice that is the charismatic individual. Is that right?
Yeah, I've started growing a beard. I'm letting my hair be a little less unkempt.
Well, that's very good.
I've been told that makes me a little more approachable.
All right. Yeah.
I understand
mean,
that I don't look like somebody that's easily approachable. I'm a 6'8", very heavy gray orc with white hair.
and I'm a 3'1", short man of a person. In the end of things, that don't really matter much. It's about how you carry what you have more than anything else. I would argue in your case, you'll probably have a better time than I would, so long as you get yourself the right bit of confidence in yourself. So, with that, I shall ask, what are some things that you know that you do well?
I've always been a very good fighter.
All right.
I'm very good. with
That is
self-control.
apparent. All right. Good. So if you're a decent enough fighter, then you probably have some good stories to tell. Now, everybody loves a good yarn spin. So did you have any experience in telling these sort of stories to another person, another sort of escapade of some nature that you'd be able to recount in a way that was exciting and blood pumping, make them feel like they were there themselves?
Where I come from, I was sort of considered an outcast. And so sitting around the fire, sitting around the table, swapping war stories, I guess, was not something that I was typically included in.
All right. Well, that's something to consider then. You know that you're good at fighting, and you know that you know about fighting. You can probably recount a tale of war and battle in a way that is glorious and in just the right amount of detail as to, maybe determine what is or is not the most exciting or appropriate parts. That is more of the advanced scale of things, but in the end, what you want to do is see what makes you feel like you are actually is, deserving of that confidence as you actually are. Everyone deserves to feel good about themselves and one respect or another. And you're no different. Charisma, honestly, comes all from that. So, with that,
Sorry, go on.
no, I saw it too.
Yeah,
Very
that's
funny.
exactly what I was laughing about.
Wait, what?
Dion being a prick.
So I suppose in that case, that is something to keep in mind. But let's try a few basic things here. Go ahead and act as though I'm a stranger. Completely don't know nothing about me, but you see me at a bar and you think, well, hey, that looks like a right nice fella. I think I'll go up and say hello to this person. Now, this could be as a friendly introduction. Perhaps you all attracted in some romanticizing sense. But either way,
Nope.
if that don't work for you, then let's just say that you find the person to be intriguing in some sense. Let's say I'm wearing some sort of medallion that you think is just of a very fine quality, and you want to comment on such. So, with that, let's go ahead and roleplay. Go ahead and approach me
We are
with your
so meta
introduction.
right now. We are role-playing,
We're role-playing.
learning how
This
to...
is incredible. Okay, so yeah, so I will. I'll move towards Bees. And say, "Hello, sir. My name is Jorak. I like your medallion. Would you like to hear a war?"
That was amazing.
So direct.
Bees takes a moment to
This is
kind of
like
just
next level
absorb what he
acting.
just heard and says, "Oh fuck."
I'm fucking dying. I can't. I have to keep muting myself. Oh my.
Right. Okay. So what I would say here is that you did a few things wrong, and that's okay because that was your first go around. That's just to be expected. Holy shit! All right. So what you did right there is you went ahead and, pardon my phrasing, but you blew your whole load right off the bat. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and just kind of filter that out in a more one-by-one sort of situation there. What you want to do is introduce yourself, then wait for them to introduce themselves. After that, you may follow up with saying, "Hello, well, this is why I am actually commenting on this is what I came to tell you." And then after they respond to that, you may offer up a continuation of the conversation with the offer of the war story. Now you had all the structure right. Just go ahead and pace yourself. All right.
Okay. I think I know what you're saying. I turn around and I get like really close to the wall,
All right.
and I'm like, I can fucking do this. You fucking got this. God damn it, you can do it, Jordan. And then I turn around. I turn around. I approach Bees again. I say, "Good afternoon, sir. My name is Jorak.
Hello there, Jorak. It's a right good pleasure to meet you. My name is Barnaby Goodfellow. How are you doing this fine day?
I'm doing wonderful. I noticed your medallion that you're wearing, and I am curious about it."
Oh, this old thing. Well, it's a family heirloom, actually. My dear brother went ahead and passed it on to me when he left for his own ventures. Well, he got it from our father and his father's father, and so on. It's a good fellow sort of tradition to pass it on to the next in line. But my brother figured that he would probably never have any children of his own for one particular reason or another, and decided to go ahead and pass it on to me. It's really close to my heart in more ways than one.
would you like to hear a war story?
Aww.
Now, I know. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pause the roleplay real quick. Now I know what I said about pacing things out, but we also need to be conscious of the natural flow of conversation. Now, if I did not tell you to follow up with saying that you're going to offer up a war story, if you had exited that from the equation, when I had finished their statement, how would you have normally responded?
Oh, of course. Jorak thinks so hard. Like this is like a stressor that like Jorak has never had before.
Wisdom save.
And he'll say, "Wow, I mean that's an interesting story." It reminds me of times with my father and my family.
Bees is like trying to hold back like a bit of excitement, like, yes, he's fucking nailing it. Your father, you said?
Yeah, it was just my father and I for the overwhelming majority of my life.
Bees is kind of like gesturing as like a, go on.
My mother was an orc. My father was a human, and my mother left when I was very young. I was about 5 years old to go for battle. She was of the orc army, and sort of felt this is all, of course, what my father told me. I was too young to remember, but he told me that she had a strong sense of duty and went where she was called and never came back.
All right. So with that, what I will say here is that I think you did right well there. In some circumstances, and this is not something that I want you to dwell on too much, telling very personal stories can intimidate some folk, but in this case here, you read the room, you read the mood exactly as you should have. You determined that with the link between family and a more personal connection with a sort of personal item, both physical and non-physical in a sort of sense, it all linked together in a very related, as you know, related, a relative sort of sense. So what I'm saying here is you're doing good, Jorak. You got the right idea. And I think that you have it in you to be a charismatic sort of person. You just need to not be so hard on yourself. When you're going way too hard on yourself and you're thinking that everything just requires these very particular sort of things, maybe that's what causes you to have more stress than really what you need.
It's a different sort of way to go about things that I've had to go about them for most of my life, but I appreciate the insight.
Well,
and out of character, when you started to like come down on Jorak a little bit, like you took it in a weird direction, but it still worked. He like almost like walked over like this way and like punched the window out. But then like you started to compliment him, and he like turned back and like came back into place. Like he was like, that was like
teetering.
The most.
I could feel him teetering.
Yeah, you could definitely like see like him about to get frustrated, and then you like sort of turned and said, "No, you did a good thing," and then he was like, "Okay, good."
Okay. So, Jorak, based on the situation, I'm going to have you roll a performance check to figure out how much you gain.
Give him him advantage. He did well with the rope.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
That whole thing was amazing, by the way.
That was pretty great.
I was dying over here.
Okay. You can have about you need to keep a rolling tally for the amount, but you get about an hour.
Okay.
I
don't. No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we have 1 week till we reach Velforge. What else does everybody want to do while on the remainder of this journey?
Zill's gonna hang out with with Six and Jorak because she realizes she spends most of her time with Dion. She's actually gonna take some time to actually just hang out with the other.
Okay. What are you doing?
She's definitely gonna spend time painting with Six. And I don't know. What would Jorak do? What would he do while hanging out with?
You see, I'll put it this way: you see Jorak practicing greetings by himself at certain times. He'll be like at the front of the ship where he's been spending a lot of time, looking overboard and just sticking out his hand and saying, "Hi, I'm Jorak. Nice to meet you." Or some nonsense bullshit things that normal people say.
I love it.
Every time Bees goes ahead and just kind of passes by that, he gives him a thumbs up.
I love it.
I'm not even trying to hide that at this point. I'm not doing it outwardly and loud, but it's something quiet that I'll do just while looking over. And everybody can notice that. That's fine.
Yeah, and it's good because you kind of need to practice just being around people and being comfortable speaking and being known that you're being heard. So, yeah.
I like it. That's excellent. But yeah, Zill would, I don't know, just sit and chat with him. And I don't know. She would like to spar. That seems kind of something that he might be up for.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's fight. Let's not actually roleplay fighting right now, but yeah.
Fair enough.
So you guys do some sparring matches. You want to roll to see who wins?
Oh, man, what are we rolling, though?
Just roll an attack. Just roll an attack, and whoever wins.
Have them do a roll-off.
Yeah. Or just do a roll-off, yeah. Just roll a d20.
A flat d20?
Yep.
It's just, highest roll.
Oof. Nice. Well done.
Jorak wins.
I don't gloat about it.
Zill is absolutely fine with you winning. She tried. Her head may not have been in the game, but she tried.
Okay. Okay. Anything else for this week of travel?
Not from Zill. And Dion just apparently he typed in there that he just practices his music and magic and learns what he can about sailing.
Okay.
I'm gonna think of some specific war stories to potentially share with people as well. I actually need to write some of those down.
Okay.
Six is gonna just spend most of the time just staring out. Where he's standing, just looking out at the water.
Okay. Is he gonna have another memory or two?
Yeah, so you said there's a week left?
Yep, he's got a week left until, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got 2 left, so I'll just do them both. I would gather, same people, Dion, Zill, and Jorak, in whatever room we're in.
What is it, Six?
I had another memory last night.
Before you start, Six, good morning, everyone. It's great to see you.
Good morning, Jorak.
Six looks at you like, what the fuck?
Oh shit! I just look at Six
Because
like,
you've never
what?
done that before, so he's just like,
What?
"What was that?
Just greeting everyone?
You don't usually do that."
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Wow. Oh,
We'll take away that hour, DM. We'll just get rid of that. I'm kidding.
all right. That was
wonderful. Go ahead.
I had another memory this evening, last night, whatever. I remember, well, two things. I remember that there were many elementals of all types in the keep when I was there. And I once overheard Dagmar speaking. I was standing guard one evening, and I heard him saying his prayers. He said the name Tharizdun. With your aid I have found the path. Thank you, my lord. The sun shall set forever if my plans succeed. It was also at that same evening that I recall him. He sent off a chest with a man that he had called the Lord's Steward.
Zill kind of perks up as you say that.
Jarek does the same.
Dia, are you gonna perk? Huh?
He's typing.
Who's typing?
Dion is
Dion.
typing.
Oh, I wasn't seeing it. It's so perky right now. Jarek makes a point not to sit next to Dion this morning.
Lol.
Does that mean something? Who is the Lord's Steward?
Wasn't there a note?
In the letter that Ramita had, I believe it had to do with, here, let me, she says as she finds the note.
You cut out, what'd you say?
I'm looking for the letter, one sec.
Oh.
Dan will be like, I have that letter. Give me one moment. And he looks through his stuff real quick.
Why is this still making noise?
I give you praise for planning the fall of the barrier. Our Lord is pleased with your work. You are to continue to sow terror and discord along the eastern and southern sides of the Haven Empire. Alanda has ordered her vampire legions. Phoebe, can you mute yourself? I can hear myself through someone's thing.
I'm hearing it, so I don't know. Talk again.
Yeah, if you handed it to her, she would be reading it. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I just found it.
I think it's reverbing from 6.
6, mute thyself. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's definitely 6.
What the hell? I had my mic muted and it still did it.
Okay. Ilonda has ordered her vampire legions to harry the north while she is off with the Legion of Dusk in search of the immortal sun. Having been touched by its power, she claims she can bring it out of its hiding place. Vivian and Lidos seem to have succeeded in persuading Sulfira to attack as well. The vanguard will be striking soon. You need to ensure that the north will receive low reinforcements, or they may fall back. Everything has happened as our Lord has intended. Let's not fail him now. Your cult of the shredded sun has done good work. See that it continues. Your request for more hybrids has been denied until we have the immortal sun. Our Lord Steward, Dagmar. So our Lord Steward is Dagmar. Zill is confused. Dagmar sent off something as the...
Sent it. Hold on.
There was a man.
Use chest with a man he referred to as the Lord's steward.
So is Dagmar the Lord Steward, or is...
No, he's the one who sent it with that person.
Okay, the way it's written in the letter, it sounds like he's signing the letter as our Lord.
He signed it as the steward.
It's
So unless there's more than one.
I think there's some confusion with what's written on one of these.
Or you guys just don't have all the pieces.
Huh.
They're both the Lord's steward.
I don't know.
You can have more than one steward.
But the Lord's steward?
A person can have more than one steward.
I knew a guy named Stewart.
Was he a
Well,
Lord?
You guys do know that Six is regaining his memories. He has not regained all of them.
that's fair.
So there might be information that you guys are missing.
Yeah, that makes
And things that he didn't hear, things that he didn't know about. You only are hearing about things that he's remembered and he was present for.
Okay. That is strange. It sounds like there may be more than one Steward.
And that was 3,000 years ago.
That's fair. You
But
said he
that
handed
letter
off a box? A
recently.
chest?
Yes.
Can you describe the box?
It was a large wooden chest that required multiple people to carry it.
Interesting.
Not quite as big as a coffin, but it was pretty large.
Do I know what was in it?
You don't recall right now.
I do not recall what was in it.
You just know it was important.
Thank you, Six, for sharing this with us. I feel like it'll be very important.
Indubitably. 6.
6 just
So,
like full head turns to Zorak, like
I like the idea
Like,
that your head
what the
turns independent of your shoulders, so your shoulders stay
Yeah.
exactly in the same spot, and your head just turns like a.
he's
frickin'
like an
hat.
owl.
I love it.
He just like turns his head to Zorak, like what the hell is wrong with him this morning?
Don't worry, Six. I'll explain when you're old. Art. She does not say that out loud.
Oh, I didn't say that out loud. He was just thinking.
All right. Yeah, Zill will file that thought.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do on this last week of travel? Or are we ready to arrive in Velforge?
I'm so ready to arrive in Valeforge, you have no idea.
Okay.
You actually probably do have an idea.
I do know how excited you are to arrive in Velforge.
She gets something at level 8 or 10.
You don't know.
Where are my notes? Okay, I need this one.
I just gotta say, Bees, that roleplay that we did was one of the hardest I've laughed in D&D ever.
Good.
Which is impressive
That was
because he laughs
so
a
funny.
lot.
I laugh all the
Oh
time.
my God.
There
That
are a
was
few times
so good.
I was dying, and I sprung that on you without telling you ahead of time.
Role playing
I appreciate how good it was.
as a bad role player, but doing a great job. I was like, this is
That
like
was
next level fucking acting going on.
That was fun.
I role playing is my favorite part, so I will not lie that was good to be able to get all that out in a time when it was appropriate to do so.
Exactly.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yep, it was great. I love it. Okay, so the end of
It
this.
definitely brought us back down from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty heavy.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Just ignore it.
the ship begins to pull up to the shore. As shore comes into view, you guys see a vision of on the distance, a huge tower. The Dirty Liar crew has seen the city before. They've done trips here before. They know that is the Tower of Valor. Zill and Dion would know of it. Jorak would probably... Jorak probably would have heard of it. Six would not know of it, though. Just because of recent his memory stuff and the fact that it wasn't created until after he was dead.
Dead?
Yeah.
But the basically your knowledge of this city is that this is the world's biggest gambling center. Basically, it's Las Vegas. Where there is basically a constant Super Bowl going on.
Wow.
That when it's done, they just load up a new one and the next day it starts, kind of thing.
Amazing.
The tower is the fundamental economy of the city. Everyone who comes here gambles on the people who enter into the tower. They call it demi-running, is what it has become called, because the tower was created by a group of wizards who were trying to create a wizard's tower for themselves near this small little farm town on Fonsel Run. And somewhere along the way during creation of the tower, it began sentience. And it decided that every time someone entered into it, it wanted to present them with a challenge and create a demi-plane for them to travel through. And give them a challenge. And that's what it wants to do, and that's what it has decided its purpose is.
That's amazing. Did
Dude,
people die doing this?
People do die doing this.
Giving me a gambling platform is a great way to kill off Jorak.
Don't do it.
So...
Let's go.
The way the economy has become focused, the city has expanded like huge. This city is massive. It's like 3 times the size of Haven. It's probably the biggest city you guys have ever seen.
Definitely for Zill.
And the tower is at the center of it. But the city has expanded and it sells a couple city blocks to different factions around the world. So you know that there is a Haven Holy Empire district in this city. Where
Zill wants to go there.
Where Haven supplies artisans and people from Haven come here and set up shop. And there is also a central tavern where the wizards who created the tower have created scrying mirrors that watch the people who enter into the tower and allow people outside the tower to watch what is happening.
I love it.
So it's basically the Hunger Games.
I love it so much. Except you're willing to go in.
Everybody willingly goes into the tower of their own choice.
Excellent.
But the incentive is high. You get a portion of every pot if you successfully win.
So out of character, of course, we're going in there.
No. We have a world to save.
Let me play.
And then
Hey, for sure, I'm going in there.
but
just so
that is the basis of the economy in Valeforge. And it's just a city of artisans who have come to sell their stuff and have their stuff become famous from being shown or being used within the tower. With
I like it.
the entire world watching, basically. People from across the world watching. So that's Valeforge in a nutshell for you guys. It's a city of vice, but it's also respectable at the same time.
So remind me as a player, other than we're trying to get to the place with the immortal sun, we came here. Oh, and because of Zill's vision, we're now on the continent that we assume or that we believe the immortal sun to be on. Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
You do remember your vision, and you do remember the path that you were led through.
I do.
The crew of the Dirty Liar has to deliver their goods that they were traveling. It'll take about a day for them to unload and prepare for the rest of the journey. So you guys have a free day to go explore the city and whatever you want.
Zill would... everyone, I don't remember if I've told you this, but I had a vision of this city, and Paylor guided me to a very specific shop. I would like to go there, if anyone would like to join me.
Yes, and we should avoid the tower.
Can we maybe check out one of the mirrors on the way?
You'll be able to see one, yeah.
The mirrors.
You could probably stop by the tavern on the way.
I really would like to stop at this shop first, if that's okay with everyone.
Having a sense of direction in this here big sort of place, I'm not against just kind of going to somewhere that you already know about in at least some kind of sense.
Well then, I believe it is this way. And Zill will walk off the direction that her vision told her to go. I'm so fucking excited.
Is the crew going along with, or are they staying behind to deal with their stuff? I just need to know.
These in hopes of kind of just easing himself back into more relaxed terms, would like to tag along.
Okay.
Zill is happy to have you. Zill has been warm and comforting with you constantly, has not had any negative, there's no, she holds no grudge against the interaction.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is exactly what is making him so uncomfortable.
That is Zill. That is what Zill does.
That is not gonna change the fact that Barnaby is really having a tough time coming to terms with that.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys all back to just the map channel, or map, just so we can just be there.
On the map.
6 is avoiding these. I mean, he's still going, but
okay.
he won't stand next to him or look at him.
He is hyper conscious of this.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we got the group thing. I was like, how are we all going to stand on this one?
Wait, where the shit? Oh, there I am. You just moved yourself on top. That's no fun.
Anyway.
Okay. So you guys are in Valeforge, and you wander through the city. Eventually, your vision, your path, you notice that the path you're taking is leading to the Haven District.
This just makes Zill that much happier. They have not been in Haven in like 6 months.
Yes. Okay. So as you approach down, when you're getting close to the end of your vision, and then you walk up and you see a sign that looks like the silhouette of what you had seen in your vision, with the cog, the gear, and the potion bottle.
Yes, a cog and a potion bottle. And Zil sees this, and
on the sign it says gadgets, goodies, and widgets whatchamadoos.
So good.
And
Jorak in his newfound like charismatic like way of being, he like doesn't just tear the shit out of that.
Yep. Okay. As you approach, you see that there is a round glass window above the door that is emblazoned with stained glass of the symbol of Palor.
Zil glows, literally very happy to see that.
Okay.
And enters the store.
Okay. As the door opens, you hear a chorus of bells ring out across the shop.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
As a feminine voice calls across the room, "Hold on, dears, I'll be right there."
No rush. And Zil will look at what is in the.
Okay, you'll move in. You see glass-top tables with scrolls, potions displayed under it.
Ooh.
Across this whole central area. At the back side of the customer area, as you can see, you notice that there is a deep, dark wood counter, and beyond that is a very large room. Do you move closer?
I do. I'm not gonna like go behind the counter or anything, but I'm gonna go up to the counter and kind of see if I can look inside the room.
The counter, as you reach the counter, you look in, and there is a huge circular room. There is an astrolabe floating in the center of the room. A huge one.
Ooh.
Whereas...
Just, astrolabe is the giant, like, magical orb thingy, right?
Yes. It kind of looks like a gyro, but it's for, like, telling, like, reading stars and all that sort of, like, alchemy and stuff like that.
Okay.
Good example is the first episode of Castlevania.
Yes.
Yes. There is several sets of circular counters and tables, and you see that the walls around the entire room are covered in bookshelves, stuffed full with books. There's
Zilla's enamored.
all the different tables have partially built devices, crazy little random things all over, and there's a blonde lady hunched over a book, her hands scaredly while she's doing stuff. You see her flick her wrist, and a little spectral hand appears, and it floats over to a shelf, picks up a little bowl, and brings it to her. She then takes a little pinch of it and sprinkles it into the vial of what she is currently working on. The liquid inside is boiling, and it's a deep blue color. She sprinkles it in, and let me see. And she sprinkles it in and takes a little glass rod and begins to stir it up. You watch as the liquid turns from its deep blue to a vibrant red. And the glass vial begins to rumble, and it explodes.
Holy shit.
Still squeaks and backs up.
She stumbles away coughing as she fans the smoke out of her face. Her glasses covered in soot along with her face. She wipes it down with a cloth she has hanging from her belt and removes the glasses, slipping them, wiping them clean. She then walks towards the counter. Sorry about that. I'm working on some very volatile potions. The elemental dust wasn't the right catalyst to make it react, or catalyst makes it react too fast. Slipping on her glasses back on, you watch as she makes eye contact with you.
Hello. My name is Sil.
A roller coaster of emotion goes across her face as she stops in her tracks. Ziliana?
Oh, you've heard of me.
By Palor's light, it wasn't a lie.
Oh?
I was always told you would show up here one day. Oh, how rude. My name's Widget.
Oh, hello, Widget. Well, I would introduce myself, but you already know who I am.
She moves forward and, takes your hand and, shakes it.
Zil, will shake her hand and then kind of, do a little bit of prestidigitation to get the rest of the smudge off.
Okay. I'm the true genius behind your mother's success. She was the original owner, of this shop. I have been running it in her stead, is what she says.
Zil, her 404 error? Zil definitely errors out and is completely dumbstruck and doesn't say anything.
She's
just walks up and puts a hand on her shoulder. Doesn't say anything.
She's like, it's been nearly 20 years now.
Your parents are here. 6 looks at you like he thought you didn't have parents.
She'll hear that and go, no. Her parents are not here. I actually have not seen her parents since Zil's birth.
You knew my mother?
I did. You could say that we were the best of friends. This lady is human. Her features are human. Let me actually put the picture of her up. I have a token.
So she's basically Zil's aunt.
She's huge.
Yes. I'm going to leave that up huge for a second for you guys. So you
my gosh. She's like the size. She's bigger than a continent.
Lol.
Okay. So, but that's what this lady looks like.
Yo.
Is her hair flowing like that? Because 6 would definitely call her out on it.
Lol.
Shrek starts panic looking around for bees. I need to be charismatic. Where's bees? Where's bees?
Bees immediately sees this panic and just kind of tugs at his arm like, it's cool, man. Got this.
She'll be like, are these all your friends here?
Yes. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be so rude.
Give me just a second. She's like, is this all your friends? There's no one else outside?
Is there anyone else outside? I can't tell who else.
Everyone's come in, right?
I think everybody but Everin and Mud came, right?
Did Evan Mud come? Phrasing.
I don't know.
I thought we were doing our own boats.
Oh,
I mean,
you guys were welcome to come if you wanted.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just do the boat stuff.
Okay. Everin?
Yeah, Sam. I would be enjoying the city in its splendor.
Okay.
These are... there are a few back on our ship still, but these are the ones that came with.
Okay.
Zil is still astounded.
I just wanted to make sure. Do you guys like stew?
Is there... I don't mean to be presumptuous, but is there Is there meat in it?
Of course. Only the best stews are made
Oh.
with meat.
I would love some stew if you have some.
She'll wave her hand, and you'll watch as locks on all the counters click closed, and the door clicks, and a sign flips around saying closed. And then the counter, one of the counters will lift open. She'll be like, "Come, it's back in my living quarters. I also have something that I need to give you, and it's put away back there."
Zill is
I'm gonna
suddenly
insight check.
yeah. We just got locked into a shop with
Yeah.
a very powerful magic person, and we're being hunted.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight roll.
Zill would have shook her hand at some point. Do I get that fancy advantage because of my feet?
Yeah.
30.
She's being
Jesus.
genuine. But there's something she's not saying.
Okay.
But she is being 100% genuine.
I mean,
Okay.
with 30, does she need to say it?
Well, I will, yeah.
Dion, you get the same feeling. There's probably just, there's things you don't know that she's not openly
I
sharing.
know everything. What are you
But-
talking about?
Okay. Okay. So she'll guide you all back to her, back through the laboratory. Be careful of the glass. Don't slip, please. As she works her way back to one of the doors on the side of the room, and she opens and steps inside. Oh.
Zill will follow.
You also notice that the entire ceiling is a dome over the astrolabe that is also stained glass with the symbol of Palor.
It's
Hey, look-
9/11. Don't trust her.
It's 9:12 now.
It just
Well,
switched. We can trust her.
Zill, as they're walking, Zill will say, I had no idea. I just, Paylor guided me here. I didn't.
You'll just see her smile.
He guided me to the shop, but he didn't tell me what was in here. He didn't tell me about you. I'm sorry. This is just very unexpected.
That is a-okay. Or that is usually how the gods are.
That is a-okay.
That is usually how the gods are. They tell you what you need to know, not everything about it. But he led you here for a reason, and it is something that I have for you.
Oh, okay.
It was a gift from your mother.
Every time she says mother, Zill kind of errs out because this is not like she never had parents. This is like she had pretty much given up on the idea of ever knowing her parents. So this is super weird for her.
Yeah. Okay. So you go down. There's a table. It's a small little, like, it's pretty modest. It fits you all pretty comfortably. She then goes over and she takes a spoonful from the. There's a big kettle over a slow burning fire, and she takes a spoon and she just gives a little sip and goes, "Okay, good. It does taste pretty. It's not awful." She goes, It needs another hour or so, but I think it would be fine to eat now if you guys are really hungry.
I mean, I have time, and I would really like to maybe talk for a little.
Yes. Let me go get the thing. And she scampers off to the other room. Help yourself to the stew if you want some now. If not, it'll be ready about an hour. As she walks off into the room, and you guys hear clattering and clashing as, like, things are falling over, like there's too much stuff shoved into this other room, and she's, like, digging through things frantically trying to find something that she's had for a really long time and never thought she was actually going to need.
Apparently. Is there like seating? Because Zill's gonna
There-
collapse into the closest chair.
There is benches and chairs on the ends of the table.
She's just kind of clutching the holy symbol, her holy symbol that she's had forever, and kind of just to fiddle with it and stare off into space, like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know how to respond, guys. How do I do this?
6, you will hear her say something under her breath in the background, and she'll go, "She's finally here, or she's finally arrived. Your intended one. You were built for." There's a few more words she says quieter that you can't hear. And all of a sudden, the door opens back up, and she's carrying a large wrapped bundle, about 5 or 6 feet long, but it's slender. She walks over, and she lays it on the table in front of you, Zill.
Zill just kind of looks at it, and then, like, looks at... What Widget?
Widget.
Looks at it, looks at Widget, looks at Dion, and back at it, and just kind of, like, hesitantly reaches out and unwraps.
So, before you, let me pull up the exact description of it.
It explodes and we all die, right? That's how
No,
this works?
no. I just want to get the correct description of it. I need to go into my homebrew. Okay, so as you pull off the cloth, it is a staff made of brilliant white wood, gilded with golden suns, so finely that it appears as if to have a golden marble. The top of the staff has a glowing orb with close to a dozen magical points, floating points, so as that no matter what angle you see Paler's insignia, as if you looked at it, and the center of the orb glows like a sun.
Am I about to get a third legendary weapon?
I think you are, actually. Unfortunately.
Dawn and Wave.
So,
Sorry.
Widget will then place a hand on your shoulder and go, "This is called the Beacon of Palor. It was crafted by your mother for this very day, and for your journey into the future."
You said it's like white with golden marbling.
Mhm.
That's the
its golden suns are gilded into the white wood that makes it so finely done that it looks like it's marbled.
Zill will take the staff.
You can now add the Beacon of Palor to your inventory.
God damn it! I have 3 I'm sorry. To be fair, Dion, you gave up yours. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Not your fault.
Does she have to like make sanity checks now because she's gonna have like 2 weapons
Have,
arguing in
5
battle?
voices in her head.
Beacon is not pulling anything
Don't
up.
forget Eritane.
Is it?
Yeah.
Here, let me just share it with.
It's Pelor's Beacon.
Oh, Palor's Beacon. Sorry, I did it the wrong way. I just scrolled up and saw that.
Oh fuck!
You reading it?
Okay, Zill will if you don't mind, I'd like to identify it if you have some time.
Of course.
And she's gonna cast
it's yours
Identify.
now. Okay.
Holy fuck, guys. Y'all can do your thing for a minute. I have to freak out.
I told you were gonna freak out when you got it. You haven't even read all of it.
I just looked at how many spells it lets me cast.
Did you open it in its actual page so you get all the description?
Not yet.
You should probably do that. There's a lot.
All right, I'm just gonna read it like this because it shows me everything. I think.
Let me go into your character sheet and see. Are you just clicking on it?
I clicked on it. It's pulling up the little sidebar.
It's into your equipment, right? Okay. Yep. Okay. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay. While she's reading this, does anybody else want to do anything?
I think Beast will probably do a quick prompt to see if Jorak is interested in doing any sort of charismatic practice out in the field.
So I don't know if I'm ready for something like this. He looks so stressed about it too.
Well, now, all right. Just I want to let you know that if you ever feel like just going ahead and getting your feet wet, metaphorically, then just let me know, and I'll be your wingman through the whole process. All right, I ain't gonna let you sink yourself in a situation that you can't get out of. All right, I promise.
Jorak, while you guys are talking, you see Widget look up at you and kind of wink at you.
I was trying to stay like cool in character just then, but that's fucking hilarious.
I don't actually out of character. I don't know what to make of that.
The six would notice.
Zill, you get it that she's just fucking with him because she overheard the conversation.
That's hilarious.
But did I see the wink?
You definitely saw the wink.
I would look between like Jorak and what was her name?
Widget.
Widget. Just look back and forth between them like he has no idea what's going on.
Six would notice that Jorak's eyes are so big right now. So big. Like
Bees is also observing the situation like, now do I have to shift the kind of wingman I'm being right now, or?
Yeah, for a lady that appears to be in her like 40s, 50s, she is like pretty goddamn stunning, Jorak.
I kind of nudge her like, now I know this might be a bit of an advanced course for you, but
in the middle of him talking, I start going towards the lady that winked at me.
You're gonna walk up to Widget. Okay.
Yeah.
He's absolutely stoked about this. He is like so proud. He's like, oh, look at my man's go.
She'll turn to you while Zill is having her moment, and she'll extend a hand out and goes, "Greetings, I never did get your name."
Good afternoon, my name is Jorak.
Okay, that was amazing.
And he just stops talking.
Like, she'll kind of chuckle. She'll be like,
hell of a sound that I made.
She'll kind of chuckle and she's like, well, greetings. What did you say, Jorak?
It's just Jorak.
Just Jorak. Okay. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
It's nice to meet you as well. And I walk outside.
You walk out of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll smirk.
In the store, are there any hats or headwear?
She does not seem to have anything like that.
Well, that's excellent, because otherwise I would have bought it and then immediately threw it on the ground.
Okay. Um,
Zill is gonna attune.
the thing is that it won't attune to you until it thinks you're worthy.
Oh,
You have to prove that you're worthy before you can attune to it.
Been there.
okay.
And you do have a conversation with the staff if you want.
I
it will talk
definitely
to you.
would.
And it's okay. What do you say to it?
Hello, my name is Ziliana.
Greetings.
I hear my mother made you?
Yes. Willow, I believe, is your mother's name, right?
Yes, I don't remember her at all, but I know of her. I had no idea that I'm so sorry. I'm at a loss.
It's all right. You never got a chance to meet your mother. I was created, I believe, while she was actually pregnant with you.
Oh,
Widget here came on the journey to the Zenith with your mother, and after your birth, your mother's visions from Palor were so clear that she left you with the Zenith because she believed in Palor so much. But Palor said that if she had created this item, created me, that he would make sure that you
cut out.
she would make sure that you were presented. Palor agreed that he would guide you here to me.
While she's talking, I assume female?
Yes.
While she's talking, when she mentions being leaving Zill at the Zenith, Zill's face softens in a I understand and have accepted this sort of way. But she's still dumbstruck. She doesn't know.
Yeah. The staff will then be like, after your birth, which was an amazing sight, by the way, Widget took me back here to her place, and I have remained in her closet for close to 20 years now. You talking?
I'm bad. I pushed to talk.
Mm.
Well, I'm 19 and a half, so very close to.
It has been a long time. I am curious to see the person you have grown up to be.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm a
Zill's in shock.
Zill is in shock. Zill usually always can, Zill's never at a lack of words. Okay.
For everybody who doesn't know, this was the NPC, or the Widget was the NPC I was going to have Jamie play.
Aww.
Yes.
Aww.
But she just doesn't have the spoons for it. So
Auntie Jamie.
yes. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, I just wanted to give you that little bit of random knowledge because
Aw.
you guys know. But so Zill's at a loss for words. Doesn't know what
Zill
to say.
is dumbstruck and is gonna sit there, and I would like to attune, but you resist?
My powers cannot just fall into the hands of anyone.
You cut out.
My powers cannot just fall into the hands of anyone.
I agree. You were. It's hard to believe that. Your creation is dumbstruck. How can I prove worth?
I will travel with you, and I will watch over you. And when I feel you are worthy, you will be granted my powers. There are parts of my powers that you can use without attunement, but I will not grant you the full abilities until you prove yourself worthy.
Zill nods, feeling determined. That seems like a fair trade.
Good, because that's the only way it will be.
I actually have a question, or not a question. Would you like to meet Dawnbringer?
Dawnbringer. I don't recall anyone I know by that name.
Zill will pull out Dawnbringer and light her up, and I'm so sorry, I didn't catch your name. She says to the staff.
I have only ever been known as Paylor's Beacon.
Do you wish to have a name?
Yeah.
Color Mavis.
Mavis?
She seems indecisive and doesn't really seem to care. Name's not important to her. Just by her voice, your insight, a name isn't something she necessarily cares about.
Okay. Well, I would like you to meet Dawnbringer, and I will lay them touching next to each. Fuck you, Mud. Leave my cards alone.
You'll learn at some point that magic items can see and hear around them, but they can't communicate to each other.
Oh, what a pity.
So if you mediate between them, you could talk.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, couldn't get to the mute
They
button
could
in
talk
time.
to each other.
I will not do that right now because I do not want to make you have a conversation with yourself. But at some point that'll happen.
Okay.
Because you're going crazy.
I have Eritan, Dawnbringer,
You got all the
Beacon,
conversations.
and potentially Wave if I were to Wave is in the bag of holding right now.
Yeah. Wave wouldn't allow you to attune to her unless you swore fealty to Umberlee.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be a thing.
Okay. What else are you doing now? Are you still just dumbstruck? So everybody heard Zill's half of the conversation.
I'm sorry, I just had a really bad tinnitus. Ow. Okay, a little better now. Zill would. So how do you... Back to Widget. How do you know my mother? I'm sorry. I know nothing about her. and nothing about you. So I'm just. How did you meet her?
Well, me and your mother met at the academy in Ayun. We both studied magic there, and your mother, Willow, was crazy fireball. Always getting into trouble. And we just kind of became friends, and after a time when we decided to leave the academy, we went on some adventures together, which is where she met your father, Rowan. He would just always seem to... They would always just seem to find each other in their journeys. Never heading to the same location, but at some point in time, one of them would just arrive somewhere and the other one would be there. It was kind of amazing to see happen. This journey between the two of them started before I knew your mother. Because your mother was elf. She has a much longer lifespan than me. But I've known your mother for 30 years. Only 10 of it was actually traveling with her and spending time with her. I have not seen her for 20 years.
Zill's face.
She didn't come back from the Zenith.
Oh. I
do not know where she wanders, but I've kept the shop the same as it was when she first started it. And I've kept her nickname up on the sign so that she always has a home and is always welcome. Because she used to go by Gizmo.
Wow.
Or was it Gizmo?
Gadget.
Gadget. It was Gadget, sorry. Sorry, wrong G one. Gadget is...
I was gonna be like, that's my NPC, not yours. Wow, Zilla's Zilla's sad. Like, she actually looks sad at finding out that her mother has never come home.
Widget has a sad look on her face about talking about this conversation too.
Zill would just kind of want to sit and talk about stories of her mom, adventures they had together.
Yeah.
But after a moment, she would cut herself off. I want to know, but I don't. I accepted a long time ago that I wasn't going to have parents. It seems so strange now to have. I don't know. Part of me wants to know, but part of me thinks that I should.
You keep cutting out.
Part of me thinks that. Now, part of me wants to know, but part of me thinks I shouldn't.
If it's up to you, dear, it's your life. If you want to learn about your parents, then I say do so.
Zill glances at Dion, and then back at Widget. I suppose perhaps after we finish our journey. I think then I would be ready. but I'm not ready yet.
She'll smile and put a hand on your shoulder. He goes, and that is wise, knowing that you're not ready to hear the truth and know your parents.
I'm emotional.
Widget will stand up and go over and pull some bowls out of a cabinet and start spooning in bowls of stew for everyone, including 6.
I do not need to eat.
She'll be like, you sure?
I do not digest it.
Okay.
I am not human.
I can see that.
Now, I don't mean to pry, but if he's not gonna eat that, then we're here halfling folk are more than happy to take a second portion.
Well, once you finish your first, you're welcome to have seconds.
Oh, I'll definitely have a fourth. No, I'm just pulling your leg. I'll be more than happy to. And he just like goes into the food.
Yep.
He nails it down in such a way that it's horrifying.
Yep. It's lamb. The meat in the stew is lamb.
Oh yeah.
That sounds really good. I haven't eaten dinner. I've just been eating spinach and grapes.
Yeah.
I did eat dinner, but that was like around 4:00, so I could go for like a second dinner right now.
Yep. There's a whole bunch of yummy, tasty, delicious.
You are a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Gotta get
you
it
guys,
Yeah.
anything else for this evening or for this interaction?
I am out. I don't know what to say or do.
She'll just acknowledge that. She'll just acknowledge you and be like, if you have any other questions while you are in town, my door is always open.
That is
So
not
will
wise. You should close it at night.
Dion uncharacteristically just starts cracking up.
Widget will point at you and chuckle. There's like, that was a good one, bud.
A good what?
Zill is full of complicated emotions.
And Widget
Yeah,
Widget
that-
will get
that
down
was-
by Zill's ear and goes, is he just really dense?
He is.
6 can read lips.
Oh, she got down so that you couldn't see and was like whispered it to Zill.
Because she knows he can read lips.
I mean, would he be able to hear a whisper though? Close proximity?
He'd probably be able to hear.
He's just.
I am no denser
Still
than a normal body.
He's still learning a lot of things.
Okay. She'll be like, I didn't realize there were new Warforged being created. I thought they stuck to themselves and didn't let their young out of the city of Forge. At least when I was visiting Forge, that's the way it was.
I am not new.
Well, your social skills peak otherwise, but I will trust you.
I was dead for many thousands of years. I've only recently come back into consciousness.
Oh, that is interesting. Oh.
It's quite a story. Though we really probably should be going. Yeah, Zill was definitely laughing. Zill is having all of the emotions. Is just gonna kind of like go stand next to Dion and hold his hand because she needs an emotional support werewolf right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You'll see Widget smile when you hold Dion's hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did we actually introduce everyone?
You did not.
This
I met War Stories over there, and
It's just Jorak. It's just Jorak. And but for the record, when she laughed at Six's joke, or I guess not joke from Six, but a joke from Joe, Jorak looked so fucking jealous. Like, God damn it. Like, oh.
Are you gonna become Uncle Jorak?
I was just pissed off. I was like, God damn it. Like, he's
Oh my
killing it, and I
God.
couldn't do this.
6 will wink at her. No, I'm just
So-
Just one eye.
One eye will flicker
One eye
off
just
for a
turns
brief
off.
moment.
I will introduce everyone. I've got who all is here? I'm sorry. It's
Bees,
the-
Dion,
Except for Mud and
6.
Everin.
Bees, Dion, 6, and Jorak.
this is Bees. You've met Jorak. This one is 6. And this is Dion.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
It's a right pleasure to meet you as well. I do very much appreciate the hospitality that you have shown us thus far. It's very much reminded me of my time back in the halfling villages, as it were.
War.
6 looks at you weird when you pronounce it like that.
Considering the tension thus far, that does not make Bees feel very good.
Oh. But yes, we should probably get going. It is almost 10 o'clock, and I have to work.
Yes. Okay. So, so you guys are done with you're leaving the shop?
Yeah, unless you have more to throw
No,
on me.
I want to throw a little thing just as you guys are leaving. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So as you guys are all leaving, she'll be like, if you guys are ever in Valeforge, swing on by, come visit. I'm always happy to host friends of the family. And then she'll look over at Jorak and go, now that we've exchanged war stories, maybe next time we can exchange names.
Yes.
Beast takes a moment to like slap him on the back in order to like reset him as though he was like an old TV.
Just like right in the. He has to jump to slap me in the.
Oh, and he does. He gives a good like Kobe.
And
Oh my
I sort of
God.
like stand up. My back sort of straightens. And. Shit.
But wait, what do I say when I am feeling charismatic?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I think it's just a. I think he just goes with with very suave like. That would be wonderful.
So he's
my God.
not as flustered this time. He's trying to not be flustered.
I mean, I just got slapped on the back. I think it sort of like shook anything that I was feeling.
Okay.
I told you I'd be your
like
wingman.
Because yeah, that in all seriousness, that like slap in the small of the back was like just imagining that took me someplace. I was like, that would sort of like snap me out of funk I was in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll then lead
so
you
yeah.
guys out and unlock the shop so you guys can leave. And she'll be like, take care. And may Paylor always guide your way.
Thank you, and same to you. And then Zill just kind of stands there, facing away from the shop, and is just completely dumbstruck for like until someone physically moves.
Okay. After a moment, after everyone funnels out and a moment, the door will close. And yeah, you'll hear the lock click as she locks the door. And the close sign stays. It's still pretty early in the day, so it's strange for her, the fact that she closed shop up again, but you're just going to leave it at that.
Zill is not even paying attention to that. Zill is just going to kind of like numbly walk back to the ship without saying anything.
Okay. So next session we will start with you guys finishing up your day in Velforge, and
Do we level?
you guys do level up.
Yay!
So
Holy fuck.
I don't know that extends to the Dirty Liar.
it does not, because you guys chose to take a higher level and stick
Right,
at
we're
that.
probably not level all during this entire set. If anything, you guys are probably going to catch up with us, and that's when we split.
There's going to, yeah, I think they'll be about, or they'll, yeah, actually when they level up, I think is when you split, when they reach your level, is officially. But there's a possibility for you coming back in the future, and you guys can level to their level at that point.
Come back as level 20s when we all have like beards.
Somewhere in the teens, at least, yeah. It depending on how the story goes, we'll see how it goes from there. But once it gets that point,
Jorak gets smites, baby.
there you go, guys.
There's Jorak right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks for playing, guys. I'm gonna.
That
What
was-
the